When tequila partida's maestro tequilero, Jose Valdez, visited Scotland for the first time, he immediately felt the connection to the homeland of the world's finest single malts. Here, he visited Edrington distilleries that are amongst the finest in the world, including the Macallan, Highland Park, and the Glenrothes. These distilleries in particular are the home of the world's most sought-after sherry oak casks. They're at least 100 years old when they are harvested in Spain. Then that wood dries for at least a year, spends another 18 months as staves before it's sherry seasoned and filled with what will soon become scotch. And by soon, I mean that ages a minimum of 12 years, but usually lasts a lot longer than that. Jose immersed himself in Edrington's best in cask management and envisioned an amazingly rich product that would combine this process and the world's highest rated tequila. And thus, the world's first single malt of tequila was born. I introduce to you Roble Fino, meaning fine oak. Before we get into Roble Fino, I want to give you a quick refresher on our flagship line of Partida. We only use 100% Blue Weber, non-GMO mature agave. Within 24 hours of harvesting, our agave is cooking to preserve its fresh flavor. We distill in stainless steel to preserve the agave's purity, and we always age our tequila beyond requirements. Our Roble Fino Reposado begins with a highly acclaimed Partida Reposado, which is aged for a minimum of 6 months in ex-bourbon barrels. It is then aged for an additional 2 months in ex-single malt sherry seasoned casks. This results in an intense, complex spirit bottled at 43% ABV for optimal flavor and body. The color is intense and brilliant amber. The aroma has notes of toasted oak, dried fruits, whiskey, and agave. The palate has a presence of cooked agave with hints of vanilla, maple syrup, and dried fruits. And it finishes with a long, dry, sweet touch of sherry. Our Partida Roble Fino Añejo ages for an extensive 18 months in ex-bourbon barrels to develop a full-bodied tequila with hints of spice, maple, and chocolate. This intense tequila is then finished for an additional 5 months in ex-single malt sherry seasoned casks and bottled at 45% ABV. The color is an outstanding gold with hints of red shimmer. The aroma is sweet and woody with notes of pear and dill. The palate is clean and smooth with notes of dried fruit, toasted oak, cooked agave, and chocolate. The finish is sweet and wood with hints of sherry and whiskey. Our Reposado Cristalino begins with Partida's highly acclaimed Reposado, which we know is aged for 6 months in ex-bourbon casks and has hints of caramel, vanilla, and charred oak. It is then finished for 2 months in our ex-single malt sherry seasoned casks, and then naturally filtered to remove all color while retaining its defined body and complex characteristics. We make it a point to never over-filter our Cristalino, so to avoid any harshness, we bottle it then at a perfect 40% ABV. The color is crystal clear. The aroma has notes of hazelnuts, green olives, wood, and sweetness. The palate has exploding flavors of dried fruits, cooked agave, toasted oak, vanilla, and nuts. It finishes tannic and dry with a hint of black peppercorn.